Hello everyone, I am Rajesh and you are watching Learning with Rajesh YouTube channel. In 8th class history, today we will start our lesson number 2 as students were demanding for making video on this chapter from history of 8th class cbse. As you know that the name of lesson number 2 is from trade to territory. Now, the one question in your mind is, so what trades are and what territory here? So, you will learn that East India Company, a company from Europe, came in India for trade, and after trade, he captured India. It means he ruled India. So, we will read that how did East India Company set up his trade in India and how did it control in India and ruled in India in an easy way. So first point is rise of East India Company in India. In 1600, the East India Company acquired charter from the ruler of England. Now, I hope there will be one question in your mind, sir, what is the charter here? So charter here means to trade freely in any country. Now, as you know that company got charter to trade free in any country, so that's why this means that no other company could compete with the East India Company. And after that, company came in India to buy goods on cheap price and to sell at higher prices in Europe. In first 2 points, you learned that company got charter, and charter means to trade freely. It means there was no competition among the companies in the trade. So why did East India Company come in India? Now there will be a question in your mind, and question solved here. Company came in India to buy goods on cheap price and to sell at higher prices in Europe. And the next step is rising competition in trade. Firstly, you learned that in the beginning of East India Company, there was no competition in Indian market. And after that, other trading company like Dutch, French also entered India for trade. And you learned in 6th 7th class that Portuguese company entered in India in 1498 when Vasco da Gama entered India. And the next point, it started battles between the companies. So why battle between the company? Because one company wanted to get more and more profit, and they can increase their profit while defeating the another company to move back to the Europe. Otherwise, there is no option to increase their profit. That's why these company fought with each other. I hope you got the point. Why did company fought with each other? Next point, all the companies were defeated by East India Company one by one. And at last, East India Company was the major company that settled his trade in India and also controlled India for a long time. And next point is East India Company begins trade in Bengal. Now, company set up its first factory on the bank of Hooghly River in 1651 for trade. For settlement of trade, East India Company settled its first company on the bank of Hooghly River in 1651. And the next process is company got jamidari right over 3 villages, and one of them was Kalikata. Company got jamidari right to collect revenue and to get more and more money and to get more area for settlement of factories. That's why company got jamidari right over 3 villages near Kolkata, and one of them was Kalikata, which is now known as Kolkata. Later it got Farman here means order from Aurangzeb to trade duty free. It means tax free trade. Now the last 2-3 words made conflict between company and the Nawab of Bengal. The next step of the lesson is why there was conflict between company and the Nawabs of Bengal. You learned some point or some words at last now. Aurangzeb ordered company to tax free trade. And after the death of Aurangzeb, there were Nawabs in Bengal, and the main Nawab of Bengal were Murshid Khan, Alivardi Khan, and Sirajuddaula. These were the Nawabs of Bengal. After the death of Alivardi Khan, Sirajuddaula became the Nawab of Bengal, and all of them they refused to grant company concessions. Now first concession was tax free trade, and more concessions are they demanding tributes from them. If they order them to trade tax free trade, they were demanding for tributes, for gift. Give them gift and trade for a tax free, and denied to mint the coins. And next concession they stopped extending fortification. It means they denied company to make the fort around the factories. These were the main problem between Nawab and East India Company. I hope you have got this point, these all points. Now when these conflict became harder one by one and day by day, it resulted as a battle of Plassey, the major battle of Indian history, Battle of Plassey. Sirajuddaula became the Nawab of Bengal after the death of Alivardi Khan in 1756. He denied all the concessions to the company. And now I hope that you can tell me that what were the main concessions. So you can tell me that duty free trade, or means tax free trade, and to mint coins and to make fort. These were concessions denied by the Nawabs. On the other hand, company denied to pay taxes. It started the battle. Company denied that we will not pay tax. On the other hand, Nawab were demanding for taxes. Now Clive was the leader of company. You learned that Sirajuddaula was the Nawab of Bengal. On the other hand, Robert Clive was the leader of company. Clive managed to get Mir Zafar's support as he was the commander of Siraj army. Mir Zafar was the commander of Siraj means Sirajuddaula's army. But Clive cheated with Sirajuddaula by saying Jafar that we will make the Nawab after Sirajuddaula. Let's join our army. And that's why Siraj defeated, because Mir Zafar made support or gave support to Clive or the Britisher. Mir Zafar became Nawab of Bengal after the Battle of Plassey. I hope you got all the points that were related to Battle of Plassey. And the next battle, Battle of Buxar, took place in Indian history in 1764. So now there were various reasons for Battle of Buxar also. As usual, as the same like Battle of Plassey. When Mir Zafar started teasing company or denied company for concession, official they made him the ruler, the Kasim the ruler. When Mir Zafar started teasing company, the official made Mir Kasim as a Nawab of Bengal. When Kasim started teasing the company or the officials, they decided to fight with him. And they fought with him in 1764 in the Battle of Buxar, and he was defeated. Who was defeated? Mir Kasim was defeated. Mir Kasim defeated in the Battle of Buxar. After the Battle of Buxar, the next year in 1765, company got diwani. Company became diwan. Diwan was the power or mean the as official power, and diwani is the power to collect taxes. Company got diwani here means company got the right to collect revenue from Bengal. It solved their major problem. Now there will be major question in the exam: how did diwani solve the problem of company? It solved their major problem. Company brought gold and silver to purchase goods from England. And company came in India for trade, and company brought some gold and silver for purchasing goods from India. Now company can buy goods from revenue collection and pay the salary of officials. Now what was the problem solved here? They need not to bring gold and silver from England, and the next benefit is from this revenue they can pay the salary of officials and make fort also. I hope you got all the points of today's topic, and half of the lesson is covered, and in tomorrow's video we will complete the lesson number 2. I hope you got all the points and you enjoyed the session. If you are new on my YouTube channel, please subscribe the channel, like and share also. Thank you and have a nice day.